everybody. I'm going to do my top 10 games of 2018, and this doesn't mean that they were made in 2018. It just means that these are the top games that I had a good time with in this year. They could have been made anytime.
Yes. Let's see what's next here. Oh, wow. There's Bomarzo. Great game. Mombasa. A game that I don't know how many people know or like, but I really like it. Dayune. The Emperor's Canal. A game I never win. Elysium. Kepler. Wow, really interesting space exploration and terraforming game. You really do feel like you're taking some time to get in outer space and upgrade your technologies. Number 3, the all-time great Darkmas. Nothing more needs to be said. Darkmas, Darkmas. Number 2, this was a surprise for me. A purchase that my wife made, game called Keeper. It's a long series of games that all have the word key in that and whatever. But of all of them, this one I think is just absolutely phenomenal. It's what I would call a perfect game. And speaking about perfect games, my number 1 game of 2018, my wife rated it number 4, but there's my number 1. The instructions are a little bit complicated. The map is enormous, but this is definitely my favorite gaming experience that I had. Of all the various gaming experiences I had in 2018, this one is the one that stays with me the most. Agra.
So there you have it, folks. Out of all these games, the ones that we got in 2018, those are the ones I found the most intriguing. The ones that gave me the lasting experiences that gaming really gives you. Hello everybody, this is Justin and Max Games, and we're going to do another countdown 10 to 1 games of 2018. This is according to my wife Erica, and again, this is not the best games of 2018 that came out. These were the games that she was introduced to in this year that she found were compelling. Let's take a look.
Number 10, Jorvik. I'll take the tag off. This is a bidding game by Stefan Feld. Number 9, Praetor. Come on, man, look at that. That's awesome. Number 8, and you can see there's some of them are together here. Number 8 is Rajas of the Ganges. You're rolling dice. You're going down this river. You're building tiles. You have your own player board. You're building your own little city. And you get all these cool multicolored dice. Really, really neat game. I like it also very much. Number 7, a game called Cytosis, which is about what goes on inside the cells of your body. And it's a worker placement game, and we've never really played it correctly. Number 6, and this is one that I really liked a lot as well, King's Will, where you have these tiles, and then as you pull one and you do that action, you move it in the back, and then they move down, and so this whole idea of moving some tiles through the game, really interesting. Erica's number 5 is the very famous Lisboa. We played it once about a year ago, just around the beginning of 2018, and we didn't really get the whole game, and then we pulled it out recently and played it a whole bunch of times and really got the sense that it's a wonderful game. Eric Rubin's number 4 was my number 1, game called Agra. Erica's number 3, Explorers of the North Sea. Probably one of the best tile-laying games that there is around. Erica's number 2 is a game that she never loses. It's a game called Civilization. We haven't played it in a long time, but it's a really neat game where you get to, depending on where your cards are on a track, means how powerful they are. And there you see you're putting out these discs which kind of show your influence. You have these cities. You get to use these little trucks that move from one location to another to kind of visit people. Really does get the sense that you're going through history. Oh, there's one of those. It's like a covered wagon or something. It's a very neat game. You feel like you're going through like 1,000 years of history in 2 hours. And that brings us to Erica's number 1 game of 2018. Not surprisingly, Mombasa. Definitely one of her favorite games. And although she wins this game basically every time she plays it, this one not as much, but it doesn't, again, winning or losing doesn't affect gameplay in our household. Just like I love Elysium, and I never win this game, but I'll play it anytime. Really, really neat game. So, what's your number 10?
My number 10 is Octopus Garden.
Max's,
number 9.
Number 9. Max's number 9.
Mystic Vale. Number 8.
Number 8 is a recent acquisition.
Raptor.
By.
My number 7 is a large box.
Oh, what's this? Ooh. Oh, yeah.
Oh, anachrony. My number 6 is a game that involves ants.
Ants?
Ants.
Oh, yeah.
Mermies.
Mermies.
My number 5 is actually, inside the game there's a little bit of jokes, but
Oh, yeah,
there's a little bit of jokes inside, but it's a very cool game, and also physically heavy. Dinosaur Island.
Dinosaur Island is your number 5, and it's also another recent acquisition.
Yes. My number 4 is a very, 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 very good game, and I love it.
What's this?
Simmer. And I just like it because there's so many different things to do. Is like you have to get all of the resources. You have to train dragon riders and knights.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get the dragons, which will give you abilities. And then we got the expansion, Call of the Dragon Ward.
And it gives you a whole other board to
It
do
gives you a
things.
whole other board with the journal book.
Yeah, that's a very cool mechanism.
My number 3 is another recent game that we've gotten, and it's area control
100% area
with,
control.
you guessed it, dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs.
Triassic Terror.
To me, outside of the rubber dinosaurs that you get, which I think are junk.
Because when I was younger, got a Dollar dinosaurs to play with, and they were the exact same. I'm like,
they don't
I have
stand.
this. This is what I got.
The rest of the components of the game are cool.
Especially like the little stegosaur wooden tokens and stuff. And I like how you have to almost draft your action.
Yeah, you draft. Yeah, the whole side of the board are what you want to do.
And you can only pick one.
You can only pick
and
one.
Someone else
action.
might get to it first because they're first player.
But that also determines which order you go in. And that idea of drafting actions just for that round, and then it also determines which order you go in. It's a double thinking thing. There's area control in the game. And it's very thematic. The idea that the dinosaurs can get scared by other ones and run away.
Move out. You have to move the carnivores. And it's just a cool game with having the area control in different areas. And there's like 3 different areas in 3 different regions in 4 different zones.
In 4 different zones, yeah. So
my number 2 is a very cool game, and it includes one of my favorite mechanisms, which is player personal advancement. And that game is...
Personal advancement. I like that idea. Ah, yes.
Evolution.
Evolution.
One of my favorite games of all time.
And actually, we were introduced to this game in 2017, but we didn't actually buy it until this year. And it's definitely become one of your favorites.
Yes, because how you have to like control species and give them traits and feed them, and there might be less food, and you have to discard cards.
It feels real. It feels actually
and we
real.
also have the flight expansion.
Right, the flight
which
expansion.
Has birds, and just all of it feels like how animals would actually work.
And how evolution progresses in the real world.
And it's just...
You're adapting to the situation. Look at it. He's hugging the game.
My number 1 favorite game, and this is not just in 2018. It happened to be in 2018, but this is my favorite game of all time.
And this is going to be what, like blackjack or poker or something like this?
No.
No.
It involves...
Oh, dice. You throw some dice. Whoever has the highest number wins. Is it that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. This is a dinosaur deck builder. Apex.
Apex. And similar to Evolution, it feels like you're actually doing the real stuff.
Because you pick a species at the beginning of the game, and you have to try to find more cards or pay for more cards in your deck, because you could end up getting you won't get more species. You'll just get more individuals within that species, and then the specific alpha, the leader, you can grow up and stuff, and it's just awesome.
Yeah, and it has a time ticker. You could determine how long the game goes, because you could have these couple of rounds before things start to really kind of mess you up. But eventually, the asteroid meteor is going to hit the Earth, and that's going to spawn the end of the game.
And I love every aspect of the game, which is the having to attack people with your attack, having to buy other cards, having to buy eggs, having to deal with the events that happen.
Right. Eggs or hatch your
you
next
eat
eggs.
the whole dinosaur.
Right. And I like that during the rounds, you see how many of your guys are potentially hatchable. And
you're like, oh, I want that one and that one.
And if you don't hatch them on that round, they go away. So you're dealing with this constantly changing.
I need them. I need to eat that.
And
I need someone else
with
to eat
every deck builder, if you have too much of something in your deck, you buy, I'm going to buy a lot of eggs. I'm going to buy a lot of this health stuff. And you could get injured during the game. Your guys can get injured during the game as well. And that is Max's top 10 games
of 2018. Number 1, Apex.
He hugs it.